Hey guys, just to show you how busy we've actually been doing a ton. So this is like, city, state, state name. So state abbreviation, state name, county name, right? Dividing things by counties so we can maintain counties. Like metro areas with populations, counties make a lot of sense. So there's statistical metropolitan areas, but then there are counties. An easy way to sort cities is by counties. So right now we're grabbing counties. We've got county populations, like the population of any given area, like the population of a city, and by extension, population of a county, which we've already figured out. Which of these cities, so to speak, happen to be military bases and so forth, and which are actually incorporated. Some of them are not incorporated yet, but that's okay. I mean, an area I live in is called Klahani. For the longest time, it was not incorporated, but everyone could look it up using Klahani as the basic neighborhood. Time zone is whatever it is. It's kind of cool sometimes when you're trying to figure out times. And then zips, for all of these things. Okay, now this goes down for just thousands and thousands of cities for the majority of this information, right? And you've got like 29,000 cities here, and this is how it's all broken down. It's cool. It is really, really cool. Now, aside from that, what do we got? U.S. cities, all of them. All the U.S. cities, by their city, state name, and state abbreviation. Same 28,890. These are the ones that we care about. County populations, the population of each individual county by state. What's the population of that county going all the way down? That's cool because we have our million markers, our near million. And then if we wanted a million down here, we'd have to, put two together if we're going to tell you you're going to have at least a million. Or we'd say, we could go like one of these and one of those, but we're just at a point where these top 100, cover everything we care about, right? So no problem. Our aim is to get you as much or more than 3 times your money back after a bit of a growth period in the middle, obviously. But that's the goal. So we're happy giving you more room. We actually have so much room across all these projects, and the fact that you can come and go across these projects easily. I'll show you that later. That's in the works, but it's nearly done. Having said that, let me continue. County city breakdown. This is really useful. So population by county with the exact city list for each of them. So when we do a particular project in a particular spot, anytime we want to do it for a large population, we'll grab this list right here. Anytime we want to do it for, something slightly smaller, this is still large areas, right? Millions of people. But we can cut across. I think we have the top 50, okay? And it goes, the top 50 brings us all the way to here. 967,612 still, okay? Being the smallest of them, all right? What else have we got? Cities by the top 50 counties broken down for the VAR sheets. So for those of you who are familiar with the Excel VAR sheets, what we upload into each panel, is we're creating the city listing for the websites. That's it. This is all the cities with the state, choices for that. And then here's the next one. This is the next metropolitan area. So like Los Angeles one, then Chicago one. That's exactly what we had here. First was, whoops. Let me do that again. There. First was the Los Angeles one, right? And then was the Chicago one. So Los Angeles County and then Cook County. All right, so now you get the idea of what that's all about, right? And so that goes all the way across, right? So it's easy to copy paste in when we're ready to start getting these jobs up and going for each of these different metro areas. How's that for cool? This organization is in response to some of the guys who are working and kind of getting lost where they should turn. Like what keyword should we use? What city should we use? So over the weekend, we had some feedback there. We got things started, not as fast as we wanted for the kickoff, but I'll show you something else in a minute. Anyway, yeah, we kind of had the same thing about, okay, cities by project. So we're getting that all broken down for each different project. What city should we at least start with, right? So for all the guys that we have on our list for anything that we need to do, this will be nationwide. Mesothelioma claims is nationwide. My God, I'm able to say that better now. Use MedX as a nationwide item. So we'll do like our default stack of cities for that. Offer travel incentives is nationwide. So we'll do the default stack for that. Everything else has a particularly defined area. Some of them it's within a certain county. Some of them it's everyone in one state. Like we've got Inman here, the whole state of Missouri. So it's literally what cities does each project need. So that's literally what we're throwing into each project. Okay. We don't just want to max each project. I mean, the more stuff you put into every single project, the longer it takes maybe to index and the longer it takes to rank, or the more things you have to try to rank with backlinks to each one individually. And we can do it, but you know how it goes. If you go too hard, too fast, then you raise Google's eyebrows because it's too hard, too fast, right? So kind of be careful what you're doing. Still, this is organized and this is onboarding, and it's cool because it's the right idea. Now that was cities by project. What about keywords by project? We figured them out. A lot of people said, how do you sort by keywords? I'll just give you some insight on that. They go, do we go high competition, medium competition, low competition? Because you can sort that way, right? Like if you go to Google keywords and you look up keywords and you give them a website and say, show me what you think. And Google goes, oh, these. And then we go through the list and delete everything that doesn't make sense. Keep everything that does. Like if it's about residential home painting, we'll delete all the commercial terms for commercial painting because we're not doing that on this project. Then all the things about emergency home painting, I don't know if there were any, but we would get rid of those too, because we're not going to assume that all of the different people we're sending calls to will wake up at 3 a.m. to handle a call for house painting, right? That's weird. So anyway, that's the point, is that category by category, we grab the stacks of words that make sense. Now, these words that we did grab, it's not exactly whether they're high, medium, or low competition, but it's whether they have a lot of searches nationwide, okay? And in some of these cases, you know, we're looking for whatever the keywords are for the area, or they're the same kind of keywords that would be for nationwide, but, you know, for the area, we're going to use them. Anyway, here's my point. Use the keywords that are highest search. Many of them are very high competition, but what difference does it make? We're putting city targets onto all of them so that we can localize for all the metro areas we're doing. That means, back here, all of these cities by project, right? So in one case, it's going to be like house painting. Well, fine. We're going to have Agawam house painting, Bar house painting, Blandford house painting, Bonneville house painting, and so on. What's the point? If we create pages for that whole combination, then as Google indexes them, even before we get a chance to backlink, many of these cities, whoever are competitors in these cities, are not very web savvy. They're just not. Most people are not web savvy. So if we're already coming on with websites that are better quality, then awesome. So we're coming in with the topics and the cities on the website for as many of these cities as we want to do at one time. And we're adding to it fast. And that's exactly what we're doing, is we can go ahead and spread it. We did it before. Guys, remember when we did Main Roofer before? And we, like in the first, it might have been 2 or 3 weeks, we had like 33,000 pages from our sitemap guy index. And we just went through and showed result after result after result after result on the front page. So when you're saying, what are the keywords we're going to be putting in a night watch? It's kind of tricky because we got to pick some cities along with the keywords. Obviously, we'll pick like some high-end cities, some, you know, medium cities too. Probably more medium-sized cities like your average America-sized city, as opposed to just the biggest cities, because we want to get a sense of where we're going all the way around. And we can make adjustments as we go to the keywords, the backlinks, and everything else. But anyway, there you go. There's the one for residential roofing. Again, the whole city-state list. By the way, where this list come from in each case? This is what the locksmiths gave, or the locksmiths, the dispatchers gave us, right? So the dispatching crew, look at this first set of columns here, you know, city, long state, and short state. Well, short state means state abbreviation. Look at this whole list. They, all the way down to, well, it's like 5,300, all the way down to there. Those are all the areas, the towns that they can do deals for right now. Any calls going through any of those towns can start earning money now, today. Okay, except that we need phone numbers from all. So we're getting this onboarded, then we can present that we're ready for phone numbers. Now, we're probably, okay, whatever. That's it. I mean, there are only other things like what business names do you want? Maybe we'll work some up into a franchise on a few business names. Doesn't really matter. But in their system, they tie, oh yeah, they don't need to tie names in this case. I forgot about that. They don't need to tie names in this case, because they're not having the dispatch center answer the calls in this case. It's going straight through to the end client and being recorded to charge them for the lead. Now, we've got 2 sites up, and we've got more we're going to be putting up that we want to have front page positions on every one of these cities. See the value in that? Because then a guy will call the first one, ask him, hey, how much? Are you available on Saturday? And the guy will say yes or no, whatever, and they'll talk about the price. Then what do you think he's going to do? Go back, look at some of the other results on Google, click to call somebody else. Hey, how much do you guys charge? Are you available on Saturday? He might go through 2-3 of those leads that happen to be our websites. That means one guy in any one city, if one guy calls and he happens to call through 3 of our websites and he's honestly asking, he's just getting quotes. That's like, if you're getting $15 a call, if you are, then that's 15 plus 15 plus 15, $45 for that one guy, because this company pays in, that company pays in, and that company pays in. You get the point? How's that for cool? That's nuts. Okay, that's the potential we have, because we can do that with painting and also roofing. And by the way, roofing's bigger. Roofing, we're going to absolutely reach all the way out. We've got 16,000 areas ready right now for roofing. You know what the fun part of that is? We've done Main Roofer before with twice as many listings, except that they were fake phone numbers and addresses, because it was for the demo purposes of showing that Blitz can work, that we can physically create. I think we created, 40,000 subdomains in a couple of minutes with all of the entries for all of the companies nationwide, but we mixed and matched phone numbers and addresses so that they couldn't say, hey, what are you doing? We didn't authorize you to send calls to us or whatever, which now I know, who cares? But back then, I just mixed up the numbers because I didn't really know better. I mean, we were kind of new to this stuff back then, at least at this level. Unbelievable. Talk about how close we got, even in growing, but now we're there. Okay. So, same thing. We can go nationwide. We could use this exact same city-state listing here. And for the other nations, we could do it. It's plenty enough room to kick things off. Okay? So, what else? I went through cities by project, keywords by project, and then finally, obviously, we got to fill out the page still, but destination URLs by project, because each one of these websites, we're not sending all the traffic to the main page only. That's underachievement. We want to definitely go through the links that we're backlinking in each case, okay? In the beginning, we're pointing traffic sort of at the main tabs, the menu items, okay, like 10 pages. But what do you think is happening when we're creating pages all the way down, through the sitemap? We want to create backlinks to all those different locations, or many of them, okay? We want to get a smattering of backlinks through the entire structure. So just to track things, we'll do that. So we'll probably wind up actually inserting columns between each of these cases where we're like using, and it can be like, why, yes, when the time comes, right? And then, we'll just center that. Okay, just to make the point, right? That way we can add, make sure we're using it. Add more, make sure we're using those. Add more, make sure we're using those. All the way across the board for all the projects that we take on, whether they're for demo or for, prospecting or for, clients. All right. So yeah, this stuff is really, really kicking off. And yeah, we've got tabs here for each one of these projects. We're going to keep adding more as we go. Absolutely no joke. Okay. How's it look right now on Night Watch? Well, we haven't gotten anything up here hardly at all yet, because we just, believe it or not, we still have issues kind of in the way. Things that, like, for instance, we put out a fix through a ton of templates and it was a mistake. We broke them, had to resort to some backups, had to reinstall a bunch of them. And then not everyone had the same master feed file stack in the right place, because we were doing so many things at once. It was like nightmare of its own, a few days. And then what? And I already told you about that we got delayed. And then we put other stuff out. And was like, why are the banner images loading slowly? It's like somebody forgot to optimize the stack of images. All right, go back through and optimize the stack of images and then see how to wrap them properly so that you can upload them through Varsheet Installer to auto-apply them. And that's where it got a touch tricky, because it was the first time our crew had to face that issue. And what issue is that? I'll tell you. If I use one of these sites here, look at this. There's 100 backlinking sites here. being done. This list has not been caught up yet. I know a lot more than these are done. Actually, most of these are done. Somebody has to come back through and mark these. But the sites were loading slow, and it's the banner images. And I said, hey, you got to fix that. And they're like, oh, okay. So here's the banner image list. Banner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Guess what that means? Like banner 1.jpg, banner 2.jpg, but they had to go through and figure out how to fix all that or mark them properly so that when they go uploading through the sites, the optimized versions, they're replacing them. So not hard. And once taught, they know this stuff, but just making the point that there is so much actually happening here behind the scenes. That's amazing. Look at this. 10 on a server, 10 on a different server, 10 on, others on a different server, 10 on a different server, and it goes on and on and on. Okay, just different things like that. And my point is, everyone's thinking through and learning how to do things at this massive size. And so you guys are really helping, and that's why we're doing your projects, and we're getting really serious and good at doing them right. We want you to stick around and keep backing. We want you to grow. We want you to get profitable really fast. We want to come back for more, right? Now, having said that, this is what I want to show you. Okay, so it's not quite in there yet. We still have to add the keywords and stuff, but I want to show you. The system's already starting to pick this up. This morning it said 8 notifications when I woke up. And it found 83 new backlinks for one project. It found 16 new backlinks for another. It found 1 for another. And this is the stuff that Google's picking up on, okay? Found 3 for this, right? It found, 5 new keyword suggestions for this, 5 new ones for that, 6 for that, whatever else, 3 new keyword suggestions. All right, so this is going through like a couple of days ago now, the notes. But the fact of the matter is this stuff is starting to happen for real, okay? So even though you're not seeing anything here yet because we haven't imported the keywords, it's already registering the activity. We'll catch up keywords and start plotting those dots here pretty soon, whatever they are. We got to figure out sample keywords. Again, are we doing Chicago house painting or South Bend house painting or Elkhart house painting or Atlanta house painting? We got to grab some combination of that and stick it in, okay? So we're still fumbling with the final pieces of it, which, a couple of days from now, we're going to be over that hump and just full bore. But yeah, this project is getting really awesome. So for those of you who are involved, that's awesome. Anybody not know enough about it, come here to website-installer.com, hit professional services. Everything about it's right here. This is kind of dated. We've got newer videos up now, but this makes the point anyway. I just need to update that video. Here's how it works. And subscription options down below. And the bigger you go, the bigger you have to migrate stuff with. The rest of the system I've yet to show you is in the background. We're making it possible to claim and release positions by just simply studying the front end portfolios and then flipping to the back end, where you can actually release and claim positions as you go. And it'll track the dates of when you had what. So as we figure out profits across them, we can auto track how much you earn from each. And this will actually start to feel like a portfolio, like a stock portfolio. You can buy and sell. The goal being buy low, sell high, buy and sell more. But in the beginning, it's get involved, be a club member, pay in, at least at the bottom end of the subscription level, at least be paying $125 a month so you can have access to the portfolio and watch things happen. And because we're going to have, these graphs are going live between today and tomorrow for sure. And then you're going to start to watch and consider what positions you want to get. And guys getting in, we can naturally auto select. We'll probably rank like metro areas or city areas in the back end. By county is our goal, because we always say, when you're paying at least $125 a month, right, then it's 1 million or more people in an area, okay? So for every position that you have, that's 1 million or more people in that area being served. So 2 million people, 4 million people, right? 6 million, 8 million, and 10 million people, okay? That's like the biggest county there is. By the way, 10 million people is actually bigger than the biggest county. We have to give you 2, okay? So, yeah, really big what's happening, and get in. You're supporting us. You're forcing us to grow. We can do more as you do that. And it's just going to make this whole portfolio thing go live all the sooner. And this is like an explosion. Okay. So it's going to be fun. Those of you who are watching this like a hawk are going to be able to make your best buying decisions on even a daily basis. We're making it possible for that to happen. It's crazy. Stock markets do it. Foreign exchange markets do it. What else does it like that? I don't know. So this is like a portfolio based on website returns. That's the idea. Yeah, it's cool. And it's just going to explode in size. All right. Well, okay. I'll get back to you after a bit. I'm going to keep pounding away on this. All right.